Shalom. Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all of the praises and the glory to the Most High and His Son, Yahweh Bashim Yahushua Bashim Rakah Kwadash. And double honors to the apostles of the great millstone that taught me what I know, and as well as giving the salutations thereof towards you Akim out there that's holding this truth. Shalom to the Akim Wakwaf Yam. And what I'm going to be bringing out is what I should have been bringing out is the death of Paul Grant, the actor that played for Star Wars and as well as Harry Potter. But let's just deal with the Star Wars part. Right? He died outside of King's Cross, and that's a sign that the Lord's return is going to be the case. And it also represents that there will be a war in heaven, as it is mentioned in the book of Revelations 12 and 7 and other places. When you go into the Apocrypha mentions about that, how Ezra the prophet saw this great graven mountain. He thought it was a mountain, but it was an actual chariot, a ginormous one. And he also saw the angels of the beast, which I'm also referencing Revelations, the 12th chapter. He mentioned the angels of the beast on how they were going to try and, overcome the Lord. And according to the two prophecies, they failed in that regard because, like I've mentioned when we was out there live, and I said something to the effect of, man, Esau is only using, and he can only but use lower dimensional technology to fight anything or anybody. Okay? And what the Lord's coming with, he's coming with technology from the highest realm, a different realm altogether that's superior than this realm. So automatically, the battle is going to be easy and it's going to be really interesting for the Lord to overcome. So what I'll do is I'll be right back. So just bear me for 1 minute. Like I was saying, this individual, he's now going to speak on why, especially the Pentagon, why, they're bringing forth this lie about the mothership and this and that and the third. And I wish I would have mentioned that on the video that I did, because I did respond to that news, which eventually they could stage a Project Bloom Beam event, which the brother Amawan Gabar mentioned in that, right? Which is very true, because they know that the Lord is going to come. They know that the angels are coming. The powers that be, your government, they all know about this. They've known this since 1954 and probably earlier than that. But I mentioned the major event that happened around the White House when you had those as what Esau calls UFOs surrounding that area around that time period. So ever since that point that I can only really talk about, they've always known about the UFOs, and they've always known in the scriptures, because they do know the scripters, and they know that eventually the time is going to come that the children of Israel, as well as they've always known us to be as well, these so-called JOOs, and as well as these politicians, all of these top people that you see on TV and the people that you do not see, they've always known who we are. They just basically placed a pseudo name upon us, a name that has no kind of positive meaning. And just as the scripture says, just to keep it simple, we've become a byword in the proverb. We're being named names that isn't the name that the Lord gave us. Okay, so now let's play this video here. I'm going to play the early part of this video because this guy goes in with the real truth of the matter. The fact is, when it concerns these AUPs, UFOs, whatever he so calls them nowadays, man.
And our military jets from, and I'll tell you, the next step, it's a little difficult to hear, but the next step, because they need to keep building up the fear of these UAPs, next step is really for the UAPs to start shooting down our commercial airliners and our military jets from the skies. And that, I believe, is going to be happening very, very soon.
And yes, that is going to happen, because the prophecy states that the angels of this beast, which are going to be the military, which are going to be flying these jet fighter planes, they're going to be in combat with the Lord. And I just want to read one precept, not for the sake of time, but for the sake of the lack of energy that I have, because I'm almost out of it, man. I've been doing my thing and doing other things all day, so I want to just cut right to the point, as I've quoted anyway. Revelations 12 and verse 7, right? So this reads, "And there was war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon fought and his angels, and the dragon fought and his angels." Exactly. So the dragon, which represents the newly formed, reinvigorated Roman system that we are now under, this system, by the spirit of Esau, they're going to have to fight the Lord. And as verse 8 tells you, "And prevailed not, neither was their place found any more in heaven." So I'll tell you what, let's read. Actually, no, verse 9. "And the great dragon, which is the Roman system, was cast out, that old serpent, in all reality, which is called the so-called white man as well." All right. This is also symbolic of the so-called white man, beginning with the JOOs. So let's read this again. "And the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent, called the devil and Satan, which deceived the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him." So all of those air jet fighter planes, they're all going to be burned. They're all going to be turned to powder. And the men that's going to be operating them. All right. So this is what's going to happen. I mean, and I don't know, maybe this guy's probably been watching our videos, or as he's saying, the FBI, the title gives it away. He's a former FBI agent. So for him to bring this out, he must have had access to some, what they call it? Confidential information that the government always knew. Or that could be that, or he could have been listening to our videos. Because this is what we talk about. We talk about this. When we read scriptures like what I just read, we give the proper interpretation of what that is. What Ezra was saying, and as well as what Revelation saw. So it's either that or he got that information, but let's just say he got both, because the thing with the government, they know, like I said, they know that the Lord is going to come and destroy this place. They know.